T minus.
Sure you don't want us to get up here?
What's that?
Sure you don't want us to get up here?
Sit on your knee or something?
10 years.
It's been 10 years? Wow. Just like riding the bike, though.
Yep, you do. So expensive. Get better. Once is more than enough. I have 7:30. My thing is on. I'd like to call the meeting to order. I would like to acknowledge that we're in the traditional unceded territory of the Empress Northern Indian Band. Item number 2, adoption of the agenda, regular meeting of council.
Make that motion.
Moved by Councilor Gould.
Second that, Mr. Mayor.
All in favor?
Mr. Deputy Mayor, can I add something to the agenda?
Absolutely.
I would like to add the hours of the town hall as an item of discussion. Please?
I move the amendment.
All in favor? Motion carried. What did I forget?
Second.
Item number 3, adoption of the minutes of the December 21st, 2020 regular meeting of council.
So moved, Mr. Deputy Mayor.
Moved by Councilor Elliott, second by Councilor Willis, because it's easy to say. All those in favor? Motion carried. Item number 4, petitions and delegations, we have none. Item number 5, unfinished business. Business facade grant program. Would you read that out then?
You could.
Recommendation that council approves the business facade improvement grant program policy number 003/2020, and the council allocate $20,000 for the 2021 budget, and that the business facade improvement grant program be subject to the adoption of the 5-year financial plan bylaw, and that council approve the marketing promotion and receiving of application for the business facade improvement grant program. Staff report EFI program policy number 003, business facade improvement grant program, etc.
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Councilor Gould.
I'll second that, Mr.
By
Mayor.
Councilor Willis. Discussion? Councilor Gould?
So just in regards to it, if we're waiting until we've approved the budget, then advertising will wait until then too?
Well, the advertising would be under a separate line item under the operating portion of the budget, so,
The advertising for this program?
yes.
Okay.
I couldn't see that there'd be a lot of advertising expenses that would go into
Well,
it.
on the report,
It's probably more that they want to promote it through existing channels, through the bi-weekly ad and such.
Okay. Subject to.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Motion carried. Item number 6, staff report, 6.1. BC Transit 2021 annual operating agreement. Recommendations, town of Princeton approves the 2021 BC Transit annual operating agreement between the town of Princeton and BC Transit, and the mayor, CAO, will be authorized to execute necessary documents.
So moved, Mr. Deputy Mayor.
Moved by Councilor Elliott.
Second that, Mr. Mayor.
Discussion?
Deputy Mayor.
No discussion? All those in favor? Motion carried. Item 6.2, RFP for auditing service, that council award the contract for auditing service to KPMG LLP for $19,300 and GST for the period of January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2025. And that council authorize the mayor, CAO, and financial officer to execute the contract.
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Councilor Gould, second by Councilor Willis.
Second that.
just in regards to this, looking at the report, it shows that it's been 10 years since we've changed auditing services?
As far as I know, yes.
And previous it was BDO or
Yes,
KPMG?
BDO is previous.
Okay, so have we used KPMG before?
Yes, they've been doing it since 2010. It'd be a continuation.
Oh, that is who's doing
Yes.
it? Oh, okay, I thought you said BDO was previous.
No, BDO
10
was
years
previous
ago.
to 2010, and from 2011 on has been KPMG.
Okay, my mistake, thank you.
And we put it out to tender, KPMG was the lowest tender.
Correct.
Any further discussion? My only point is, we only have to pay 19,000 for a full town, and what I'm paying for my
Oops.
All those in favor? Motion carried. 6.3, appointment of auditor, that council appoints Brent Ashby as municipal auditor for the 2020 and 2021 fiscal year.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Councilor Willis, second by Councilor
I'll second.
Gould. All those in favor? Carried. 6.4, WildSafe BC Community Coordinator Program. Recommendation that council authorize the submission of an application to WildSafe BC Community Grant Program for a 2021 Community WildSafe Coordinator, and that the CAO be authorized to sign the necessary documents for this service.
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Councilor Gould,
I'll second it.
Councilor Elliott. We always like applying for free money.
Exactly.
Discussion? All those in favor? Motion carried. Item 6.5, Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program, COVID-19 Resilience Stream Grant Application. Recommendation that staff submit an application for grant funding for the town of Princeton second to third bench walkway upgrades revised option 1 to the Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program, COVID-19 Resilience Stream. And the council support the project and commits to any ineligible costs and cost overruns. And that CEO and mayor be authorized to sign the necessary documents.
So moved, Mr. Deputy Mayor.
By Councilor Elliott. Second by Councilor Willis. Discussion? Councilor Gould.
I would just like to thank, I guess, Jared for his time with this. It's nice to see that there's another option, and again, as Deputy Mayor stated, free money is a good thing. Did you want to add to any of that, since how you're here tonight? Okay. It would be, definitely would be nice if we could do that with grant money. Yeah.
Any
That's
further
it.
discussion? All those in favor? Motion carried. 6.6, amendment to fast charging equipment lease. Recommendation that town of Princeton approve the amendment to the DCFC equipment lease agreement, and that the mayor and CEO be authorized to execute the necessary documents.
Make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Councilor Willis,
I'll second.
by Councilor Gould. Can I ask the CEO to speak to this?
This is the fast charging station at the Valley First Credit Union, and it was installed about 5 years ago as a pilot project. We shared in the operation of it. It was a revenue neutral thing for us. We paid for the power that was used, but we also got paid for the power that was consumed. Now BC Hydro is applying for a rate for all the fast chargers under their control. And so what it means is that we would now turn over this pilot project to them on a full-time basis, and they would take over all the responsibility for the fast charger.
Do we have any update on the Tesla chargers?
They're up and running.
Oh.
I was there the other night and I saw 3 cars backed into it. So yeah, it's running.
Anything further? All those in favor? Motion carried. Item 6.7, fully funded UMBC CRI grant budget line increase, Decease, awarding of a contract for community wildlife
May I make the motion and make an amendment that it should be UBCM?
Okay.
That's why you're trying to say it. Okay, I'll make that motion as UBCM.
Change that when I have it. So I was right.
Yes.
Moved by Councilor Gould, second by Councilor Elliott.
And I would also like to add an amendment that it does, the first line should be decrease, not decease, although you read it both ways.
Yes,
It was a test.
yeah, the very.
No, it
best
wasn't. No, it wasn't. Just a typo.
I'm just, what's his name on Anchorman? Whatever they say. Okay, we have a mover with an amendment, and I have a second.
Seconder with another amendment.
So, all in favor of the amended motion? So moved. All right. Item number 7, council reports. I will go first. And report that I have had hardly anything in my meetings or whatever. As far as I know, the Princeton Posse is waiting for the okay. Once our numbers go down, that maybe things will change and we'll have some allowed sort of participation in the future. I had a text today from Mayor Coyne, who says, when I said, get yourself better and get back here, he said, oh, I will be back up and at it. I had surgery on Thursday, I hope to be back up and walking by next week. So, hopefully, everything's okay. That's all I have to report. Councilor Elliott.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Mayor. A small group of local citizens at Christmas time had heard that there was some issues with the morale at the hospital for the nurses and doctors and staff, and so they got together, called themselves the COVID Cruisers, and organized something called a Parade of Light. And so with the participation of the Princeton Fire Department, I got invited to represent the town of Princeton, and my wife and I attended the Parade of Light with the COVID Cruisers for 4 nights between Christmas and New Year's, and from what I understand, we boosted the morale of the people at the hospital to a point where they were able to get through that holiday without any real issues and felt really good. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you. Councilor Willis.
I think my meetings are on holidays still too. Yeah, no, I don't have anything to report.
Thank you, Councilor Willis. Councilor Gould.
My meetings are also on hold, but I did participate in the judging of the town lights for the Christmas light up, and that was really impressive to see all the entries into it. It was a lot of fun to do that, so that's my report.
Thank you very much. And I have to agree that as you go around town, when you took your grandkids around to show them all the houses, the amount of work that people have put into it is
Some really good ones.
amazing. Besides the money, just the work to be able to erect what they bought and everything else, it was something else. It really was a good accompaniment to all the work from the light up that the town did in terms of downtown and all that, so beautiful. Okay, item number 8, correspondence received and filed, none. Number 9, correspondence action requested, none. 10, bylaws and resolutions, none. 11, new business, none.
No,
Oh,
the amendment.
Or the new business.
Under new business, I wanted to talk about the town hall hours.
And that's where I was supposed to put that from.
Yep,
yeah.
that's okay. We're good.
All right, you're on.
Thank you. So I've been fielding questions here in the last couple of days about why the town hall is still closed. And best I could do to find information to verify my answers was documentation that was released November 22nd by the town about a 2-week closure that was only going to be temporary, and that I was pretty much under the impression that every time it got extended, it was related to the extensions made by Dr. Bonnie Henry. I've since been enlightened that although I thought all other local government municipal offices in the region were closed, I've since been told that that's not the case. And so I'm kind of bothered that ours is still closed. I think we need to remember that if we want to be perceived as the first point of contact for people in the community, we have to be able to allow them to do that, and that is make contact with us. So I think we need to re-examine that. I've talked to CAO Thomas about this over the weekend, and I think you probably have something further to say related to that.
Yeah, it is true that we were sort of coordinating our accessibility with the our provincial health officers' orders. We were going to put out an update before Christmas, and actually it kind of got missed.
Sure.
So that's our fault. But I did do a little survey around the other communities around us, and it is true that that they are open with some restrictions which we would normally have. I would just add though that even though we were closed, it was business as usual for us. People could still enter the building with an appointment, and I will say that we were quite busy. People were doing their building permits and dog licenses and whatever by appointment. But with this new information with the other communities around us, we will be opening our office on Wednesday.
Good, because, yeah, I know that email and phone calls and making appointments in advance are alternatives to people, but I think sometimes we have to take a step backwards and remember that the easiest way to give people access is through the front door.
Yeah. And we prefer face-to-face as
Yeah,
well. So.
yeah, perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That being said, in terms of the seriousness of this disease and all that sort of thing, if we're gonna make mistakes, I'd rather make mistakes on the side of safety than anything else. So we're
Agreed.
gonna move forward, then let's move forward in a perfectly safe criteria sort of thing. That was everything, Councilor?
Yeah, that's, thank you very much, yes.
Item 12, agenda conclusion. Motion to close, that the meeting be closed to the public for the purposes of considering the acquisition, disposition, or expropriation of land or improvements. If the council considers that disclosure could reasonably be expected to harm the interest of the municipality.
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Councilor Gould, second by Councilor Willis. All those in favor?